Welcome or welcome back to my returning listeners. If you like true crime stories or are interested like I am, tune in each week, definitely on Fridays, to catch your story. I won't disappoint, but the story will. Today's story is out of Dallas. A 23-year-old mother went on a rage because her daughter had a toileting accident and she super glued her hands to the wall. Brace yourself because that's not the half of it. Get ready. Listener discretion is advised. I'll meet y'all over there. On September the 7th, 2011, Elizabeth Escalona committed a gruesome act of abuse on her very small 2-year-old daughter. This is the story of Jocelyn Sodelo. Jocelyn was a sweet little princess. She barely spoke according to her siblings, but always smiled. Her sibling, as well as others, said they witnessed Escalona inflict pain on Jocelyn on several occasions. Elizabeth Escalona was a 23-year-old ex-gang member and drug addict, according to the police records. Listener discretion is now advised. So on September the 7th, Jocelyn urinated on herself, and this sent Elizabeth in a rampage. Y'all, she was so tiny, like 304. Why were you surprised and so angry? I'm sure that her method has had plenty of accidents, but I digress. So according to testimony from Jocelyn's siblings, Escalona kicked her repeatedly in her stomach, hit her with a slew of objects to include shoes and belt buckles, hit her repeatedly on the head with a full jug of milk, then drug her across the floor and proceeded to superglue her tiny little hands to the apartment wall. Okay, y'all, breathe, but there's more. Escalona then pulled hair from Jocelyn's scalp with her bare hands and hit her all over her tiny body. Bit her all over her tiny body. Like, what the are you? Shortly after leaving the baby glued to the wall for hours. And y'all know little Jocelyn was only 2. She was confused, and I know she was trying to pull her hands off that wall. Jesus. But shortly after that, little Jocelyn's body gave out, and she was unconscious, but couldn't even fall out or rest because her hands were still glued to the wall, to the effing wall. So Escalona calls her mother, y'all. Not 911, but her mom. It takes her mom about 20 minutes to get there, but she does call 911 when she arrives. Y'all pissed off yet? After the attack, Escalona had the nerve to write on her Facebook wall, "Why does God put obstacles in my life?" I'm like, girl, go to hell. The baby peed on herself. What obstacle? So meanwhile, Jocelyn is at the hospital in a coma and fighting for her life. According to the attending physician, which was in tears, I might add. Here y'all go. Jocelyn had plugs in her scalp, super glue in her lashes and mouth, paint, siding, and chips stuck to her hands, pieces of skin missing from her hands, bruised genitals. I don't know how, and they didn't specify. And of course, the siblings didn't know of anything, but the lady did something to the baby's genitals, y'all. Also had spine and tailbone bruises excessive skull fractures, and significant brain trauma. But on September the 10th, by the grace of the Most High, Jocelyn woke from her coma, guys. So this story, unlike the others, does have a good ending. So let's go to the courtroom. Prosecutors asked Escalona, why did she superglue Jocelyn's hand to the wall? Her reply was, I don't know. I don't know. Her lawyers told the judge that Elizabeth was an ex-gang member, drug addict, and struggling single mom with limited education and difficult childhood. Well, so what? You just described 70% of the entire world. Escalona also asked the judge for leniency. She said, because she's not a monster. Shouldn't me. Her sentence had a maximum length of 45 years. But the judge somehow was so disgusted that he gave her 99 years. And she went berserk. Now, my final thoughts. I want y'all to go back to where I said the siblings and others said they witnessed Escalona inflict pain on Jocelyn numerous occasions. In all my stories, I always say, see something, say something. And if you are a child, this is for you too. Tell somebody. Save a life. Save abuse. Save someone you know from excessive abuse. And this is just my humble opinion, y'all. But to the women who take their heartbreak, poor decisions out on certain children because of certain fathers, reevaluate your life. Anytime I'm experiencing any of those, I love on my children harder, not beat them. And my last final thought. Most of my stories, for some reason, stem from potty training accidents. You all think a child can go from peeing in a diaper every single day of their life to boom, understanding that you don't pee on yourself anymore. That takes time, patience, and endurance from an encouragement from you, the parent. If a potty training accident leads you to this type of act on your child, you need to dismiss yourself from the nation. Yeah. So be more patient with your child and find fun ways to help them learn how to go to the potty. Thanks for listening. And y'all put some prayer hands up for Jocelyn. She made it in spite of. Thanks for listening to Unheard Voices.
To me, it comes down to a single salient fact. On September 7th, 2011, you savagely beat your child to the edge of death. For this, you must be punished. Please stand. I find you guilty of the offense charged. I'll set your sentence at confinement in the penitentiary for a period of 99 years. The sentence goes into effect today, As required by law, you will receive all back time credits. Counsel, is there any reason in law why sentence should not be pronounced at this time? Safely held to be turned over to a duly authorized receiving agent of the Institutional Division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Please go with the bailiff.
Family, many aunts and uncles who cared for her, who were there for her and her children. I think everybody has obstacles in their life, and the day that the justice system sends the message to people with obstacles that becomes some excuse for your bad behavior, for your poor choices, is the day that we should just open the doors of the jail up and let everybody out.
She's not able. That's all I can tell you. Elizabeth Escalona is a child